Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video tutorial on Black Ops 3 mod tools. Now, this is episode 9, and we're going to go over blending. Now, what is blending? Blending is when you blend one or more textures together to make another. So, if you ever look at any of the maps that Treyarch makes, and you look at the ground, you'll notice that they're never just one texture. It's like dirt mixed with grass, mixed with rocks, and it's all textures, so that's what blending is, and we're gonna do that today. Now, that's really gonna excel the appeal of your map, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do that. It's real simple. All right, so I'm gonna drag out a brush, making it even. It doesn't matter if it's even, but as long as it's the floor. All right, so let me bump that down. Let me give this a texture real quick. Now let's pick out a texture for this. All right, so let me go to floor and I'm gonna pick out a floor texture. Now I'm gonna make sure you pick a texture that does not say decal or blend because this is the first texture. This is gonna be the first ground. So I'm gonna pick, let's see, this one over here that says light detail. That's fine. Double click on that, hit escape. Now let me change the light mode so you guys can see this. So I'm gonna press F7. There we go. All right, so that's our floor texture. Now you're gonna select it. Now you have to do this from a top view of the 2D window. Because like let's say if you do it from a side view and I go over to patch and now we're gonna pick terrain, simple terrain patch, and you click on it and then you add 20 by 20 and press OK, it disappears. So that's a no-no. You have to do it from a top view. Make sure it says top right over here. And I'm gonna go back. There we go. All right, now I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna go over to patch. I'm gonna go to terrain and I'm gonna go to simple terrain patch. Click on that. Now this is width and height. This is how many boxes I want to add from left and right and height up and down. So always add the same amount. I'm gonna add 20 by 20. The more boxes you have, the more blending you can do to certain little areas. So I'm gonna press OK. And as you can see, it turned it into a terrain patch. Now, terrain patches are cool because you can manipulate these. Like, let's say if I press V on the keyboard, it's going to show me every corner of each box. Now, let's say if I select or if I drag the mouse over one of these, I can actually move it up and down. So you can make the ground bumpy. There you go. Now, if you can see, this one is going down. That piece over here is going up. And you can deform the ground. Remember, you have to make a terrain patch. You give it certain dimensions. Go to terrain, simple terrain patch. You add a good amount. Make sure it's even. Press OK and do it from a top view. And then you can get to that. And then if you press V on the keyboard, that's for verts. And that's what these green and purple things are. They're verts. So if you drag over any of them, you can move them over. Now, this isn't blending. This is just me messing around and making cool stuff with it. As you can see, let me go into game mode. Let me press F9 so we can go into game mode. And as you can see, it's like rocks. That way it gives the floor a little bit more dimension. Now, this isn't the part where we're trying to blend. I'm just showing you guys what terrain patches can do. It really expands the way your map looks. All right, so now that we have just a regular terrain patch, and it's not a blend texture, it's not a decal, make sure, because we're going to add another texture to this. And if you have two decals, your character is going to fall right through the floor, or you're just going to see right through it. If it's a blend texture mixed with another blend texture, same thing. Your character is going to fall through it, and you'll probably see through it. You won't even see the texture. So you got to make sure you have a basic texture. It could say light detail, or it could just be a regular texture. All right, so it's a terrain patch. Now we're gonna go over here to where it says, I could have swore I saw it. You see these right over here? Save and save as. There was copy. What was that? I could have swore I saw those. Oh, here it is right over here. All right, we're gonna hit copy, and then we're gonna hit paste. Now. All right, now I'm gonna right click it. And as you can see, if you go right to the middle, you can see that it's saying the name of the texture. So one of them is checked. If I uncheck it, bow. So it's showing me that I have two terrain patches now. So you're going to select one of them. And then now we're going to go back over to the textures. And we're going to type in blend. Now it's showing me all the blend textures. So now I'm going to pick a blend texture. Not a decal, a blend texture. Let's see. This is a blend texture right over here. Decal. Well, I guess I can pick that one. All right, so I picked that one. Now you can see the other one disappeared, but if you select over it, you'll see that there's two. There's the asphalt, damaged, dark, and rubble blend. So make sure the blend is selected. Now we're going to press Y on the keyboard, and it's going to bring up this tool called the Advanced Patch Editing Options. Now what this tool does is it helps you do blending, and it also deforms the ground like how I showed you guys before, but that's going to come in a later video. So right now it's showing us, let me get out of this. Right now it's showing us a giant circle. Now this giant circle is the outer radius, which is this right over here. So if I slide this down and I put the circle back over there, oh, actually the outer radius is supposed to be bigger than the inner radius. So now if you look at it, you see that. All right, so let me shrink this one down and shrink that one down. I'll put 2 and 20, and there you go. Now you see these little circles right here? Now, as you can see, they're selecting the little verts that are on there. So those are the little spots that you can blend the texture. So like, let's say if I wanted to make like a little, if there was a door right over here and I wanted to make a pathway, like some bricks or something like that. You know, you want to make sure that you have flatten checked and alpha. So you have to make sure you have these two checked in order to do a blend. And then you hold Alt and you just drag the circle around. And as you can see, it's revealing the texture that's under there. I'm gonna hit escape and look at that. Now there's two textures blended together. Now this one is a decal, so it's not working too good. So we're gonna change it up. Now the way you make sure that you're selecting the right texture, remember, right click on it and it shows you what texture it is, what's the name. So we're gonna pick the one that says blend, because that's actually a decal. Excuse me. And we're gonna look for a regular blend texture. So I'm gonna go, right now it's on floor. Let me go to ground. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Just bear with me, guys. You're gonna thank me for this one. All right, so let's see. Decal. take off floor and leave it on all. And just leave the word blend in there. And let's look for like some grass. Let's see, terrain. That's perfect. All right, let it load up. It's a lot of decals. Back then on World at War, there wasn't this many. Thank you, Treyarch. All right, so let me let these textures load up. Gotta wait for the hamster to wake up. Actually, let's see if I can do it with another one of those. So double click it. Now, as you can see, there it is. Now I'm gonna press Y again. So it'll, well, actually just select the one that says blend. You can't do it on the regular one. You gotta do the one that says blend. And then make sure that the tool is up. That way these little circles pop up and it shows little verts. Hold Alt and left click and you'll start taking it away. And let's say if you want to put it back on, just hold Alt and right click. And there you go. All right, now let me make a little pathway. Oop, don't want to move that over. So hold Alt and let's take it away. Let's do this right over here. Let's say if it's not taking it away fast enough, or if you want it to go slower, you move this part called the amplitude. And if I bump it up, it'll take it away faster. See that? So let me just leave a little area. Move around. If anything, move the camera. Hold Alt. And as you can see, it's taking away the blend texture. Now let me hit escape so you guys could get a good look at it and check that out. Now it actually blended that up for us. Now let's add a third texture to this. So I'm gonna right click and I'm gonna go to the blend texture. I'm gonna make sure it's selected. Or if anything, we can go to the solid one. But we're gonna hit copy and paste again. So it'll copy another blend texture onto there, another terrain patch. And right click, and now you see we have three. So the one I'm gonna change is this one, at the asphalt. Well, it's already selected, so we don't have to change it. Just make sure you just have one regular blend, which is the one under. So now I'm gonna look for another one. Let's see. Let me look for some pebbles or something like that. There we go. So I'm gonna click on that. Now I'm gonna hold Alt, take it away, and as you can see, there's still three. Now let me slow down the amplitude and start blending away a little bit more. Let me just take away from the part where I already had the textures already on. And check that out. Now we have three textures. Now let's say if I wanted to add like a crack in the floor. Same thing, right click, select one of them. It's just to copy it. So usually I like picking the first texture we put on, which is not a blend, not a decal. So I'm gonna select that one. And then I'm gonna go to copy and paste. That way it'll make a brand new one for us. See, now we have four. So with the new one already being selected, let's go to decal. And now let's look for something that has like maybe like a crack in the floor or something like that. Or some blood. We could put blood in there. All right, let's look for this blood right over here. So I'm gonna double click that. And as you can see, it put blood all over the spots. Now we want to go to Surface Inspector to set this right. There you go. And hit escape. And check that out. Now we have blood on this right over here. Now it's blended in with like 3 different textures. Now if I go into game mode, press F9, and that's how it looks. Check that out. Looks fucking cool. Now I'm just picking any textures. If you guys take your time and do it right, like it'll look amazing. And with this tool, the advanced patch editing options, it comes up when you press Y. Remember, press Alt to view shortcuts. Let's do that. Oh, okay. All right, so let's say if I do paint and I do height and I select all of them, select them all. The way you know it's selected is it'll have a check. Now, right now I have it on paint height, so if I go over it and hold Alt and left click, it'll start bringing it up. Now, the amplitude was too high, so let's slow that down. And let's do it again. And just go around it. Actually, it's too slow. Move it up. Look at the floor. It's rising. So you can do it around the edges. Make it like a little crater. Maybe bump that up a little higher. Just not too much. There we go. We go along the edges. Bump those up a little bit. So if there was walls around it, it would have like a little slope or a slope. Excuse me. And check that out. Okay. Press escape. Now check. Look at that floor, man. Now that's detail. And if you want to modify one of them, just look at the name. Uh, the rocks. Now, remember, but you got to put, right now we're doing paint height. So that's height and paint height. That's to deform the floor. Let's say if you want to do a blend, you go to alpha and you go to flatten. And then now I can start blending away this part again. And put up the amplitude. See? It's taking it away. If you want to put more, you right click. Look at that. Let's put in more now. So I'm putting a bunch inside this little crater I just made right here. Look at that. If you move down, you can see that it's bumpy. If I was in game, it would look amazing. And that's how you do blending. So I am going to come out with a part 2 video for this, you know, being a little bit more detailed along with it. But start using the advanced patch editing options. Like this tool is amazing. Remember, if you want to do blending, you have to make a terrain patch. You know, just go to patch, terrain patch. I mean, terrain, simple terrain patch. And then it'll give you height and width. And then you just increase the number because that's going to show you how many boxes you're going to have. You know, like left and right, up and down. And then copy and paste it. Remember, to select it, you can just go right over here and it'll show you what the textures are. You start off with a basic texture, and then you can use a decal or a blend after that. Never use all decals or all blends as the first one because you're gonna fall right through the floor. You need one solid texture. And that's how you do blending. So if you guys like this video, hit that like button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. In the next one, I'm actually gonna do curve patches, like making arches, or in fact, let me give you guys a quick little preview of what that would be like. All right, so let me open up this window. All right, let me go from the side. Let's say if I drag out a cube and I put one over here. Now, there's a few ways of doing a curve patch. Go to patch, curve, simple curve patch. Now, it's a curve patch. So if I select one and I press V on the keyboard, oh wait, because I have both of them selected. Patch, simple curve patch. And then it's going to give me the same thing as the terrain. So I'm going to pick 3 and 3. Actually, let me do it from a top view. Let me rotate this. I'm going to go to my top view. Where'd it go? Okay, that's it right here. Let me get rid of everything else. All right, so this is my item. Now, I'm going to be on the top view. So I'm going to go to patch, curve, simple curve patch. And we'll do 5 and 3. Like that. Press V for verts, just like I did before. Go to side view. Select this one. Hold Alt. And I can start curving it. There you go. Now it's an arch. And let's say if I want to thicken this up, hold Control and Shift, press T. And it brings up the thicken tool. And then press OK. Bow. Look at that. Well, it's looking like that because I gave it the blood texture. If I would have gave it a regular texture, it would be amazing. But next video, I'm going to go over that on curves. And then somebody asked me for stairs. So I'm going to show you guys how to make stairs. But for now, mess around with the blending. You know, it's really cool. It's really easy. You know, once you get used to it, you're not going to stop doing it because it's going to improve the way your map looks. And remember, you can make it bumpy and give it like little ditches or anything else like that. So, you know the deal, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.